Hello and welcome to the show with me, Gillian Gottsell. Today my guest is Toya Zhang, who is the CMO of Bitcom. So Toya, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gillian. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm delighted to talk to you. So tell me a little bit about your background and where you got your marketing background, but when did you and marketing and Web3 and crypto intersect?
It's a story years back already. So my background was originally from communications. I do traditional finance communications, helping a lot of funds to do communications and as well as some merge and acquisition deals. And then back in 2015, I think, I started Googling the media topic for my client, and fintech started to be a thing. But very, very small field when we're searching the keywords fintech, cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin actually showed up. And I dig deeper when doing the research. So everything follows to another. I found myself in a cryptocurrency exchange late 2015. And as someone who has been in this industry, like once you get in, there is no way out. So throughout the years, throughout the years, you've been through cryptocurrency exchanges. So you go to projects, another exchange, wallets. So many things coming together, and the whole industry is evolving itself as well, starting from the ICO age to IDO to Web3 NFT GameFi. Today I find myself at Bitcom, which is a cryptocurrency exchange specialized in options trading.
Brilliant. So your background is communications, and this is an interesting area. Do you find communications in Web3 and crypto different from, I say traditional, as in, digital Web2 communications? Do you find it different?
It is very much different. So in the traditional type of communications, a lot of things are taken for granted. I remember when we're talking about, now I feel nostalgia, when we're talking about sharing economy, we're talking about internet plus. So a lot of things you're just taking it for granted. These are the trendy terms, and people know what does it mean. But nowadays in Web3, people don't know exactly what does Web3 mean. So in terms of doing communication, you need to go back to what is blockchain and what is Bitcoin. So the whole communication journey got longer and more tedious because things, if you want people to understand, things start to get back to very technical stuff. What is hash?
Yes.
What is a block? But I already found the conversation evolved throughout the years as well. For example, back in 2015, when I tell people that I'm working in the industry called Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, the questions will be, oh, isn't that something for money laundering?
Or is it a Ponzi scheme? That's the other question, yeah.
Still the question occasionally. For example, back in 2017, when ICOs were very, very popular, people would ask a question like, oh, how do you decentralize music industry, agriculture, supply chain, finance? So that's the question. People's question becomes how users own a network, what's the mechanism, what is X to earn. So it's getting more and more mature as well, even though it's still quite vague when we're describing it. And to understand it, you still encourage people to understand the whole journey of cryptocurrency.
Very well explained. It's true. It's such a different area, a lot of explanation, and a lot of getting around some of those sticky points, because nobody at Web2, nobody said, oh, but isn't Facebook, we might do it now, but you say, oh, isn't Facebook stealing your data? No one asked those questions. It was like, oh, isn't it a great thing? Now we do now, of course, but at the start of Web3, there's a lot of explanation, there's a lot of FUD out there to get through. So when did you join Bit.com? And it's a high performance crypto exchange. When did you join them? And tell me a bit about the company itself, Bit.com, and its foundation.
Glad you asked the question. So Bit.com was launched in 2020, Q3. So I joined actually early this year, January 2022. So I'm not one of the founding members, members. But I'm deeply, deeply relating myself to this company as of the engagement day-to-day work. So Bit.com is starting itself from being an options exchange. Options exchange is very rare in this industry still. There are probably 5 to 6 crypto options exchange until now, and there are hundreds of crypto spot exchanges. So I believe Bit.com has a very, very strong team here, and because they can put such a sophisticated trading instrument in place in a very short period of time. The history of Bit.com is like they spent 8 months bringing this live. It's very sophisticated financial product and also development work. So the background of Bit.com is another company called Matrixport, which was founded in 2019. Matrixport is crypto banking service, let's put it this way. So you do lending and borrowing, you do fixed income product, you do like you have trading account as well. Most importantly, there's structured product being offered by Matrixport, and the structured product is offered by options trading, and it's non-delta one trading strategy. So it's more complex in terms of a product design. So the natural relationship between Matrixport and Bit.com formed in 2020. Yeah.
And does Bit.com offer more than options now?
So after 2 years of development, almost 2 years, we fleshed ourselves from just options trading to adding futures trading, perpetual futures, spot market, and also some savings products at this moment. Also, early this year, we also added an automated trading bot, like people can just put money in and start making money by being a market maker.
Okay, so would you say full services exchange now? Would that be appropriate?
Well, I would like to say so. That's a nice name, but to be honest, from my understanding, to be a full service cryptocurrency exchange, they have a lot more to offer. You can offer NFT, you can offer DeFi,
Oh, I see.
offer staking, but we are going towards there. That's on our roadmap.
Excellent. And so whereabouts are you based and what markets do you cover?
So Bit.com is registered in Seychelles, and our office is actually everywhere. The biggest offices is in Singapore and Hong Kong. We have biggest two, and the other staff are just elsewhere. And now our biggest market is actually namely Taiwan, Southeast Asia, Ukraine, Turkey, and Europe, some Eastern Europe countries. So next step, we want to firstly penetrate this market, really gain a substantial market share, and then expand more to Europe. And the other fact is that we need to note Bit.com started being an options exchange. We had a lot of institutional traders who are registered from offshore company as well. So it's really hard to say where the biggest volume come from.
Is there any indication in terms of its size in for Bit.com, either in volume trading or position in the marketplace?
So we can measure it in different ways. If you measure it in terms of trading volume or according to CoinMarketCap as a spot exchange, we're ranking around 50 to 70, like that's the ranking range we're at. If you're measuring us together with other derivative exchange, according to the volume of futures trading, we're ranking around 30 to 35. However, if you're ranking us with other options exchange, we're the top 5.
Wow, excellent. So you mentioned there's a lot of institutional investors also involved, or business also involved on the platform. How do you approach security and risk management? How do you make sure, because obviously, you said yourself, there are many exchanges in the world, hundreds, and options, they're much more limited, but there is a bit of a bad trend, in terms of hacks and security. So how does Bit.com maintain its security and become risk averse?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So security in terms of your infrastructure, it's a constant battle between the exchange and the hackers. So they're upgrading their skills as well. We are upgrading our security defense as well. So we just need to be alerted all the time and being aware of what's happening outside. Yeah, that's one side. The other side is that a lot of precaution needs to be made. Bit.com, different from other exchanges, we are holding our client's asset in the third-party wallet, which is called Cactus. So it's an institutional grade custodian service. So we can't touch users' money there, and because we care of the security a lot.
That is very,
Cactus is also, yeah,
that's really
it's
important because people say, you know, custodial safety, but how safe is the custodian? So you've actually put a barrier with a third party. That's very powerful.
yes. So Cactus is also part of the Matrixport family, and it's very close to like different business unit of ours as well. Very like it's on the one side very secure, the other side is also user friendly. This is equally important.
That's what I was going to ask, because like the balance between retail and institutional clients, is it easy to, well, first of all, what is the balance? And then talk to me about the user simplicity and friendliness.
Oh, that will be a lot more to discuss about. So nowadays on Bit.com, probably the institutional volume and retail volume will be half a half.
Okay,
But
that's
retail
interesting.
has a lot of head counts because it's one game is about volume, the other game is about manpower. So from two sides, and institutions they don't trade with UI, they trade with APIs.
Of course.
So the API quality matters to them rather than the whole user experience. However, one bottleneck, which is KYC, depending on how ready the institutions are prepared to get KYC with us. So that's probably going to be, I would say, user-friendly improvement part for institutions.
So that's cool. So institutions need APIs and then the retail need the UI. So you're about to go into the retail bit there.
Yes. So the retail needs the UI, retail needs the app. Now, like our traffic coming from the web and the app is over 60% of traffic using the app instead of the web UI. So people want trading to be really, really convenient at hand all the time. They can just monitor. So how can you improve the UI and UX on your app is the key battlefield for many, many exchanges. On the one side, you want your app to contain everything that you're offering. On the other side, you want it to be as simple as possible, so people, and intuitive as possible, so people can understand. Yeah, that's another balance.
It's true. I mean, I know that obviously I've been on exchanges, I look at them, but I'm not a day trader. And it's taken me a number of years to even get my head around what this all means, you know, and I think, so even people who are interested, it's not straightforward, you know, they have to do a bit of learning and education, I guess. So tell me, Bic.com is hiring in this bear market. How come?
Because we were small. It's the answer is as simple as that. We were very small. We weren't aggressively acquiring the market when we were not ready. Meaning, as I said, we had options and then added futures and then spot market. So until we have very active listing agendas, we were not trying to hire a lot of people because it's how well that you can acquire the market. So starting from the beginning of this year, we feel okay, we are ready. We can go to the market now. We have the spot market. We have around 50 token listed. We have the yield product on our platform as well. Our UI is generally acceptable. So let's go and get the market share. So starting from early this year, after I joined, we started to hiring not only on the marketing front but also on the back end to constantly improve the performance of the back end matching engine system. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're hiring not just marketeers, it's developers, it's across the board that you're looking at. And what is the employee count currently, and how much will it grow?
So we have around we have newcomers every day. So roughly, I would say we have around 60 at this moment, and we are targeting to reach to 100 by the year end.
Wow, yeah. That's a doubling. That's significant. So tell me, given now we're in the bear market at the moment, I mean, there's green shoots every so often, and things go backwards, and it's a bit turbulent at the moment in the crypto world. And for cryptocurrencies, as you say, there's like the 500-600 of them around the world. What do you think is the future of cryptocurrencies, and why will Bit.com survive and flourish?
Yes. So I wouldn't say I love bear market, but you really can breathe during bear market. You can really just stop and have a look where the market is really going. What's the next, so you can prepare for next coming. I would say Web3 is definitely going to be the next thing, or GameFi. So these two things, sometimes people use the terms interchangeably because there is no clear definition what is happening with different things. But let's throw out some keywords there: Web3, GameFi, metaverse. And so those are the things that are going to be driving the next bull round, I think. So this is a period of time that they're building something on different protocols. So this is also a period of time of protocol war, where which chain can win the most developers or applications on top that can gain the most popular games or applications. So this is the period of time, and once we have some movement, then they will emerge and get some attraction of the users. So I think for an exchange, first of all, exchange needs to be deeply rooted with this industry. You need to know where the engine is of this blockchain Web3 revolution or cryptocurrency revolution. Where is that, and what kind of service that you can provide around it? So previously, exchanges, as it named shows, it's providing liquidity, where you can execute your strategy, where you can manage your risk, where you can underpin a lot of different trading strategies. This is basically a copy of traditional finance. Different things. The real innovation actually is happening on DeFi, right? So that's the more exciting thing. So when the DeFi is actually becoming mature, or the metaverse is mature, as an exchange, as a place that you need to provide better user experience, better than the DeFi applications, which has really poor user experience. Like, that's the truth. So you need to provide better ones, being the aggregator, all the filter, and provide users the tunnel to the DeFi world, or decentralized world, the digital world, where people have been dreaming of. You have unified identity in different applications. Either it's a social media application or it's a game. It's one wallet, one identity. You don't have to do KYC all the time. For example, the NFT that you acquire during one game, that it can be sold on OpenSea immediately, or being sold in Bit.com NFT marketplace. So everything will be connected, and Bit.com will be one portal to get users to that digital world. It's very idealistic, but I think it's gonna come in the next 5 years. Yeah,
that's exciting. Well, I think, and also you're very lucky, even though you were only formed, it was in 2020. Bit.com is a great name. There's a lot of names out there that are, if you're in the system, if you're in the sector, you're familiar with them, but Bit.com is a fantastic name. So thank you very much for your time today, Toya. It's very interesting. And I love the fact, so gamification is going to be the differentiating element that Bit.com is going to use, and the tunnel, bring it all together. That's very interesting. We will watch this space with interest going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.